Nigeria the better place which she decides, which she is meant to be, I should be able to go out there and represent my people. Then I have a real voice at change. Then we will no longer say our leaders are doing this, our leaders are doing that, wrong or not. We would be able to stand and say, I have made this difference because we are there. So that's one of the reasons why I went into politics. So I decided to go into politics. Uh, there are so many things that needs to be done. And there's a Bible scripture that said the people rejoice when the righteous are in power. We have been crying because the wrong people have been in power. Now it is our turn for us to stop sitting down and saying, who will come and save us? Let us go out there and save our people. Let's become the messiahs of our people. The people in Idemili South, North and South Federal Constituency have gone through a lot and enough. It is time for Anambra State to become the light of the nation as she has always meant to be. It is time for Idemili South local governments to become the leading body. And we cannot have people like myself and other well-meaning Anambarians who will just sit down and wish that we had the opportunity of having better leaders. We have to become the better leaders ourselves. So I've brought myself out as a sacrificial lamb to go out there and make the difference that needs to be made. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you for that. Let's look at your core values. Look at yourself on your personal and professional life so far. How do you think those values are going to influence your role as a legislator? Your values, your core values, and those things you believe in? Or what do you think about
that? First of all, my core values are my principles. I am not, this is not a political ground to begin to talk, but basically, I respect His Excellency Peter Obi, the presidential aspirant on the Labour Party. He's a man I respect. I have followed his political career for long, and I tried to tailor my life to some of the things he represents, one of which is credibility. Credibility. No matter what happens in this life, we must be credible. We must be accountable. We must represent the interest of the people we have been there to represent. Over the years, all I have done, I've always believed that you put the people first. You were sent on an assignment, whether I've worked with different directors all my life, and they would always tell you that one thing about me is if I am there and I tell you I am with you wholeheartedly. It does not matter what I gain at the moment. What matters is we deliver the job. I get the benefit and the satisfaction when I know I have done something good. And it will outlive whatever project you do will outlive you. So accountability. I've always been accountable all my life, and I believe is the key value. Another thing again I look at again is transparency. You have to be transparent in everything you do. The people have to know that okay, this is what is coming in, this is what is going to be done. You have to share the idea. In Habakkuk 4, they say write the vision. So those that read it can run with it. There must be a vision, a clear vision, that when you do not meet that target, you know you have not met it, and you know you have failed, and you are accountable for it. You cannot just make political promises and then you come back and tell us after another 4 years. So my core values, I stand on transparency, the fear of God, accountability, and effective governance. One more thing I respect or I appreciate again in life is the fact of youth inclusivity in everything you do. Youth inclusivity. The youth should be carried along because they are the future of tomorrow. We cannot have old men and people that have not experienced pain and hunger represent us. You've not risen from grass to grace. You've not done anything meaningful. You just woke up one day and because you have the money, you are a member, you are this. No. It is time for the men and women who understand the pain of the grassroots to come and represent them. And the youth have to be carried along in everything because they are the future of tomorrow. The youth are the ones that they hold the future of Nigeria and the Idemili South local government. Thank you very much. I don't know if I've been able to answer the question, sir.
Please go ahead.
All right. So,
let me quickly go into this. And one thing you said, you also said most of what you're going to be doing is going to be centered on the youth. But let's look at what let's look at your constituency, Idemili North and South Federal Constituency. What's your vision actually for them? And how do you think it's going to be different from what your predecessors are doing? I know you really talked about the youth, which is going to be centered on it. What other vision do you have for your constituency?
Okay, one of the visions I have, I have them. Some vision. Number one is job creation. Job creation. There are a lot of people out there right now who do not have possible jobs that would put food on their table daily. That is why most of our people are going into different things, crime and what have you. So one of my major centers is job creation. Now you ask me, how do you create jobs as a rep member? Do you go and build companies and all of that? No. But with proper representation, you cut deals, business deals. You try to bring down industries, companies to come and be located in your federal constituency, thereby creating thousands and if not millions of jobs for Anambra people, both the old, the young, and the future generations. Also, agricultural development. Let's call it spade a spade. Agriculture is one thing that would never go down in our nation. Whether we like it or not, we must eat. So we will invest heavily into agricultural development, empower the people to go back. We're not talking about bringing down wheelbarrows and head pans and all of that and giving them fertilizers. We're talking about real agricultural development to the grassroots, where everybody is able to feel the direct impact of agricultural development. One of the things we're trying to look at again is food security. You know, when you're not hungry, you will not think about doing drugs, doing a lot of things. Food security for our people. And also we are looking at infrastructural development, better road networks. We're looking at better healthcare systems, especially the healthcare system. We have lots of people who are dying, a lot of people who are suffering from different kind of diseases, but they don't have the proper healthcare. It is my desire to fight for the interest of the people, to make sure that Idemili North and South Federal Constituency have the best healthcare in Anambra State and if possible in Nigeria. And how are we going to accomplish this? We're going to create the avenue for even private investors to bring down good and well-regulated medical centers, health outreach, and a lot of other things. And one of the other things I am already working on at the moment, and I tend to develop on it more, is a healthcare package for the people. A healthcare package. There are many people who are sick right now, but they do not have the financial ability to, how will I put this word now, to take care, to cater for their medical challenges. So we're already trying right now, my team and I are already trying to create a healthcare package where once you are a citizen or you're based in Idemili North and South Federal Constituency, you have access to affordable or subsidized healthcare system. Apart from that, we're talking about education. Education. Many of our youth are on the streets today. I don't know if you have been informed, but right now we are working on the ground to give out 2,000 scholarships to youth in Anambra State to get them back to school. Over the years, I've given out various scholarships, and there are many students who have graduated, even from my own institution, where I head as director of Prime Polytechnic. You can verify all of these things. Please go and verify. You see that we have given out scholarships over the years. Encourage them to go to school. One of the projects we're trying to do right now is the Anambra Institution Games. So we have all of these things. Then we're talking about security and welfare. The security of Anambarians is one of the major priorities right now. And it's something that I am working on. And throughout my tenure as a House of Rep member, should God give me the grace, it is one thing I'm going to capitalize on, the security of lives and property of our people. Thank you very much.
All right. All right. That leads me to the next question. I always to remind to see if you're not prepared aspirants are going into the legislature, because the lower chamber is an important place for them to be, so they should be prepared. Can you clearly outline for us your top 3 legislative priorities for your constituency? Specific actions you are willing to take during your first year in office, and we know. Okay. Let's hear what you have to say about that. Then, before we go into your bipartisanship, handle those bills, or what or priorities, and we can go through, especially when you have opposition. Go ahead.
Okay, my top 3 bills that should be putting on the floor immediately in my first year in office is 1, education and healthcare. Education and healthcare. to have subsidized education. Yeah, right now we are aware of the plan His Excellency has on ground for educational loans, but that's what we're talking about. We're talking about subsidized education for those who do not have access to educational loans. So that's the first one. The second one is healthcare. I've already talked about it a few minutes ago. Yeah, having a healthcare system, the Nigerian healthcare system that favors the poor and the needy, not just the wealthy. Many people cannot travel out of the country to go to other nations and have subsidized healthcare. So we here, we must represent the interests of our people and have a subsidized healthcare system in all hospitals. When you get there, the federal government is doing a good job. I must commend them for that. But we can do much more by having a subsidized, a strategic bill that works on healthcare for the poor and for the needy, not just NGOs. The NGOs are doing the best they can, but we must have a listen. So that's the second one. The third one is community policing. Community policing for the security of lives and properties. The armed forces cannot do it alone. The policemen cannot do it alone. The ESPN are trying to do the best they can. So what we must bring out a bill that will support community policing for accountability, where every body must be accountable and properly secured. Lives and properties must be secured. We must have a system where they can respond in seconds, not hours. Don't just where you call a station and say they are robbing my house and they tell you we don't have fuel. No, we must bring up a system where all of this is catered for properly. So these are the three major bills that should be expected in my first year in office.
Yeah,
Number one is on education, healthcare, and policing.
Let's digress a bit. A situation whereby, yes, we have some level of community policing. We have vigilantes. In Edo State, for instance, we just heard that the vigilantes, they were stripped of their arms. What do you have to say about such? Because it seems that the government itself is not even interested in community policing itself. How are you going to be able to tackle this as a legislator?
Now, so the legislature is to bring light to it. You must bring the attention of the government and the people into the importance of community policing. I would be sincere with you. The Nigerian police are doing a lot right now, and there's a lot on their plate, but they cannot do it alone. Even the Nigerian police tell you that they cannot do it alone. So they must employ the hands of even youth. As youth, it's our duty to bring to light the areas where these drugs are being sold, the areas where operations are being taking place. Now, I tell you, most people, in fact, the grassroots people know more who is the thief, who are the kidnappers, than even the police. And before the police will get there, it's from themselves. We bring out community policing. Now, in Edo State, I watched the news and I followed what is happening in Edo State. And I must be sincere, I can't really talk about the happenings in Edo State because I've not followed it 100% to say this is what it is. And whatever the governor there is deciding to do, it is up to my future colleagues in House of Representatives to bring to his attention that there is importance for community. That the first place of engagement are the local police, the vigilantes. They are the first place of engagement for you. Yes, they have made errors. Yes, they have done some things that have disappointed us over the years. But we must create a system where we not just pick boys on the streets and give them arms. We pick them from the streets, we train them, and then we arm them. Because mental training is much more important than just how to fight and how to pursue a thief. You must be smart enough. You must have the intellectual acumen to be able to secure lives and properties. So I believe that the security people can be given more than what it is right now.
All right. Yeah, I just want to actually have your take on that. Let's look at Nigeria's political landscape. Nigeria's political landscape is a consensus that is plagued with corruption. What concrete measures will you implement to ensure transparency and accountability in office as a legislator to make it stand out from the rest?
You have already said the first measure I'm going to put in place: transparency. Transparency. Before I get into office, you know what I have. Before I get into office, you know what I have done. While in office, even my personal life is transparent. And whatever I acquire without due process, look, the truth is, these things can be done in a better way. The money belongs to the people, not to you. And you must do everything you can to represent the people. Because at the end of the day, we have one nation, we have one state. Yes, my mother may be from Edo State, she may be Edo by tribe, but I am an Igbo man, born and brought up, fully flesh. So I can only choose Anambra State as my state of origin. If I die today, they'll say I'm an Igbo man. My children will be born here in Nigeria. My children will school in Nigeria. So if I want my children to be born here to school here, I must bring in development that will favor their future. That is why we should no longer give power to these old men. Sorry, they have done a good job. They have done well over the years.
Okay, come again.
That is why we should no longer. Sorry?
Come again. You said we can no longer give power to who? Oh, I lost him. Okay, I guess he's going to come back. I think we lost our guest. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll be talking to Dr. Benjamin Emmanuel, the House of Reps Aspirant for Idemili North and South Federal Constituency. We've been talking about his political aspirations, and hopefully we'll get him back shortly so that he can continue the. Okay, I think we have him here. Dr. Emmanuel, you're welcome, sir. Sorry, I noticed you had a glitch.
Yeah, sorry about that.
All right. So please go ahead.
Can I get a question again?
Okay, let me rephrase. So I was talking about Nigeria's political landscape. I asked about the landscape is filled with corruption. So what concrete measures will you implement to ensure transparency and accountability was what I asked. I think if you asked it to answer it to some extent, you can throw more light on it. And I also like to know if you are willing to commit to publishing detailed reports of your constituency project funds, for instance, including how they are allocated and spent, to show this level of transparency as a legislator. I will only be able to do that, and also share more light on what you were talking about, being transparent enough.
All right, thank you very much. Like you said, the constituency development project, it must be published from the contract that is awarded. In fact, from every penny awarded for the constituency project, the constituency should know what has been awarded for their constituency. As a rep member, what has been given to my constituency. And it's not just what has been given to my constituency, I must also try to fight as much and push to see how more can be given to my constituency. But that's why I'm going into power. It's not just to what is allocated or what you deserve, but how we can get much more. And apart from the constituency project, how we can also bring in angel investors, other investors to come on board and invest into Anambra State, Idemili North and South, especially. Bring them in. And when projects are given out, who the project was given to, when the project was given, expected dates of completion of project, and how much was allocated for this project should all be made known to the public. This project, okay, how much did we give out? How much was awarded for this project? On what basis was it awarded? And after that was awarded, each project must be carried out with the community employed in the process of carrying out that project. You don't just bring in contractors from far and wide to come and execute projects, but the local citizens in that community must also be employed in carrying out that project. And also they have their eyes on the project. Okay, the 100 million was allocated for this project. Now, this is how much has been released so far. This is who the money was released into. So the people are aware of everything that was done. And aside that, your personal life is on display for them. You tell them, tomorrow I respect what each of you said, say go and verify. Every penny spent is accounted for. Even the water that is given to the workers is accounted for. Accountability and transparency should be the bedrock of any political aspiration tomorrow. So we are starting it as a youth, because whatever we do, we must keep on building on the records of time past. So transparency, accountability, and apart from that, the fear of God and love for humanity should be the bedrock of everything for us. And that is what I plan to establish my whole political career on. To say, yes, youth can. Many people believe youth cannot rule. Many people believe youth should not be given power. Some youth have been given power and they have messed up. But I still say to anybody every day, and today this is my mantra: yes, youths can. Thank you very much.
All right. Yeah. Another bottleneck for legislators when they get into the house to promote their agenda is the fact that there are other colleagues in the house who are political parties. How are you going to ensure that your bills or motions could always be passed? What would be your approach to bipartisan support for you to be able to get your colleagues at the other side of the divide to see reason with you and make sure that your these bills or motions are not tossed into the trash, or to make sure that these bills actually pass? What's going to be your strategy for bipartisan support, especially on the things you want to do for your constituency?
I would say, first of all, it should be a stick and a carrot approach. Now, apart from you wanting to pass a bill, there are interests that you must align with. There are people who either share your ideas or do not share your ideas. And each person must speak with the full interest of their constituency. So if you want a project in your constituency, there are people who also want the same project allocated to their own constituency. So that's where politics comes in. And people call politics a dirty game, killing people. No, that's not politics. That is where the game of politics comes in. Okay, this is what we will do. We must reach a level of compromise. We must sit on the round table and discuss it in all ramifications. We must say, okay, this is what it is. This is what we can do. You take this while I take this. Interest at all times. Interest at all times. So you are from another political party, you are from another state, another local government, another ward, another federal constituency, you are from another different aspect of life, maybe from the northern region or all of that. But interests always align. This is politics. This is what the game of politics is. You must be ready to whip the votes. You must be ready to share your ideas in a way. Now, I will not bring any bill to ground that I know will not pass. I must bring a bill that even if you go through the bill, you would be impressed and want to be a part of it because you'll be a part of history making progress. We're going to make history. And in the House, I believe there are going to be other wonderful members who will share my idea. And then we play the politics around it. There must be a politics always around it. So that's all I can say for now.
All right. Your constituents, let's look at the connect or with your constituents. Let's see how connected you will be. Many of them may have concerns, may have want their voices to be heard. How will you be connected to them from time to time to make sure that these concerns are actually taken and tabled at the floor of the House? What's going to be, how are you going to tackle that? Because some of them want some particular things to be done for the community, and they will want somebody to reach out to them. How often are you going to be able to reach out to these people so that their voices and their concerns can be heard at the National Assembly?
First, thank you very much for that question. I would like to take a playbook from what I do right now. As head of an institution, in fact, I'm the youngest rector in Africa as a whole. You can go and verify that. I cannot create the development or achieve what I have achieved right now in office by just sitting down upstairs alone. And that is the same process I plan to follow even as a rep member representing my people. You can't sit in the office and expect, you only hear what the people want you to hear, what people around you want you to hear. And these are the three activities I have decided to follow suit. Even from right now, we're doing it already. Number one is have a constituency office in each of the local governments. A constituency office you must visit. There are days for sitting. I'm not going to be in Abuja all my life. Yes, in Abuja is just lobbying chamber to bring development to them, but I am always going to be in my local government. There are days for sitting in Abuja, and there are days where you do not have sittings. I am back in the local government, the constituency office. I am there, and I'm going to elect credible leaders who are going to come and hear from the people, from the grassroots, We're going to get people from the grassroots to come and air their concerns to us. So we're going to have also a suggestion box. So and that's what I do in my office right now, a suggestion box in each of the local governments. We're also going to have an online platform where I am personally going to be vetting each of the informations there. That is one of the ways to connect back to your people. Remember, I said I'm going to have offices in each of the both local governments. I have 2 local governments in my federal constituency. I'm going to have offices in the 2 local governments where I am going to visit at least twice a week to hear from them, to know what is happening from them, and to get a full picture of what is happening. And also, we're going to have this because now the age is digital. Everybody wants to go online and say something and all of that. So we're going to have a platform online where people can air their vote, their grievances, or give incredible suggestions. Mind you, we may not be able to accomplish all of the suggestions, but we'll look at them critically, and then we'll pick. From there, I believe you'll be able to get to the grassroots directly. Let me take from a playbook of His Excellency Peter Obi. He got to a time as governor of Anambra State, you see him visit schools by himself, visit them, give his personal phone number to the head boys of the school. My brother, I am here to represent you. I am here to represent you people, not to be your guy. So you must be able to reach out to me directly, either via SMS, via chat, or anything to air your grievances. Then we're going to look at it holistically and approach it also. So these are part of the processes I plan to reach out to the grassroots always, to be always connected to the grassroots, because that's what is most important. Thank you very much.
Yeah, okay. Let's go towards your ethical and moral standings. I may ask you some easy questions, but this question I always want to love to ask. First of all, let's look at the salaries for political office holders, especially National Assembly members, which many in society say just too much. What's your stance on salary cuts or reductions in allowances for political office holders as a way of reducing cost of governance?
Now, first of all, you would only spend that much on security when your place is not secure, when the people are not safe, when you are not with the people. Yeah, you spend so much on security to protect yourself. Mind you, these people sent you to power. They sent you to go and represent them there, and they are suffering and have the pain, and they're telling you, go and represent us and be our voice. And then I am coming back with 4, 5, 6 convoys. It's not done. The money that is meant for your security vote, you should be able to use it for a project when your constituency is safe. I'm head of an institution, but go and verify. I don't use a convoy. I drive only just 1 car. It's not because I'm stingy, but it's because every penny there, it should be used in development. Talking about the current constitutional allocations and salary structures, I cannot speak fully on them, because what we have, the idea we have inside, outside, is different from what really is the bigger picture inside. But one thing I can say is we can cut down on the cost of governance drastically. And when we cut down the cost of governance, see, what is the point of cutting down the cost of governance when this money is not still being embezzled or stolen by another person? What's the point? But if we are cutting down cost of governance, the money should be allocated to a project that the whole people will see. This is how I believe, how I see it. It's not to drive the biggest cars, the bulletproof cars and everything, and have the millions of naira. But right now, I can only tell you what I know from an outside perspective of what has been published by the Green House. But when you get there, you're going to find out a whole lot of other things that needs to be done. So that's all I can say for now concerning that.
All right. Nigerian politicians have been known to be very, not too great morally. Let's see if we can have a break from the past. Would you resign from office if credible evidence emerges that you engage in unethical practices, assuming, for instance, and even if not legally prosecuted, will you resign if you have such a scenario?
This is what I would say concerning that. Without a shred of a doubt, I would. Because what is more important is not me, it's my people. And if they sent me there, and for some reason I can no longer discharge my duties to them, I can no longer meet up with my promises, which I believe I would, beyond all doubt, I would resign from office. But before I do, it must be on certain basis that all the accusations are real and the crimes against me have really been committed. When I know that my hands, look, I would tell you, I am not a power monger. If I am not the best to push the interest at that moment, I take a backseat. I will take a backseat honorably. It's best to leave the stage when the applause is loudest than to be dragged out in shame and disgrace. As a man, this is my principle. The people first. You are going there for the people, to represent the people. So if the people say you are not transparent or you're not credible, there must be credible proof to back, substantial proof to back up the allegations. If I've embezzled money, I have taken what does not belong to me, I've done all of this, then I should be able to step down and respect the people of Idemili North and South Federal Constituency and not bring shame and disgrace to them because I'm trying to hold on to power. So the people and their interests first, even before my own. So definitely, I will step down.
Okay. Let's look at your performance indicators. Let's look at your performance in office. What performance indicators are you willing to use to measure your success in office? Will you make these indicators publicly available? How would you like to measure your success in office? Based looking at your performance, how will you be able to rate yourself?
First of all, I'll rate myself based on the popular vote of the people. The promise made, the promise delivered.
What about development in your constituency?
Yeah, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. During the campaign trail, you must definitely outline everything you want to accomplish. You must see that right now we are here, and the dream is to take us here, not in between. So we set the bar here, and we try to outgo the bar. We try to outperform the level we have set. And that is the indicator, the voice of the people. The people will tell you if they are pleased with you or displeased with you. Mind you, when you make political promises, I do not go that route. I do not succumb or subscribe to political promises. I will tell you what it is. I will tell you what we can accomplish. And if we are good to go in what we can accomplish, my performance will be judged by what I have said and what I have done. What I have said and what I have done is what will judge my performance so far. These are the indicators I believe I would use to judge my own self. A promise made, a promise kept. So I prefer to say I'm going to do one project, and then I end up doing, concerning the bills now on healthcare. I tell you, we're going to subsidize healthcare bills, health bills, yes, in the constituency, and I end up not just bringing about healthcare development, but also bringing down cancer research institute, because many people are suffering from cancer in my local government, whether lead cancer, different kinds of cancer they're suffering from. So bring down projects and perform what you have promised for them to do. We're talking about schools and having a wonderful educational system. We have performed this. These are the indicators. Where you can walk comfortably in the street among your people and they say you have done well. That is my indicator. The voice of the people. The promise made, the promise kept. Because yes, youth can make the difference. Yes, youth can deliver, youth can create the Nigeria we desire. And that's why I say day and night that yes, you can. So that's my own indicator.
Okay. Nigeria's political landscape is quite harsh and unpredictable. We've seen some recent scenarios. It so happened to Senator Natasha. Some things were not predicted. What challenges do you anticipate facing during your tenure? not just that, from anywhere, and how prepared are you to overcome them?
One of the challenges I know I'm going to encounter is the challenge of political godfathering.
Okay.
It's something that has affected our political system in Nigeria for years, and it's something I know I'm going to face because I'm not ready to bow to. I'm not ready for you to tell me that to bring my constituency allocation for you because you're my political godfather. And as long as you're not ready to play to all of those games, they would want to remove it. And that is where I would rely fully on my track record. Fully on my track record. Another thing I'm going to look at is the politics of the Green Assembly. The Green Assembly game. You know, when you get there, it's a different ballgame. To get things done, to get a deal passed, is not a big job. So those are one of the challenges, and that is why from now I'm already preparing myself and my team to walk ahead towards that. From now, we're already preparing ourselves both mentally, getting the necessary knowledge, the necessary backing we have, and everything that we need to accomplish success within my tenure in office. That is what we are preparing for right now. There's going to be challenges. There's going to be back and forth. There's going to be days where you ask yourself if you really should have gotten into this. But at the end of the day, it's going to be what?
Can you cite a time? Yeah, can you cite a time in your career where you faced intense opposition or failure? How did you respond? And what lessons did you learn that will guide you if elected? Can you give us a scenario?
I have faced that always. It's like a normal for me right now. It's almost a normal thing for me right now. And one of the ways I kept on overcoming it is by having mentors, men who have gone there and who have overcome. When I was appointed rector of an institution, first of all, I was a very young man and I just finished. You know, when you're just done with school, I've been with the Polytechnic for years and I've grown in rank and I was head of admin at some point. And when my name was submitted alongside some other heavyweights, I was to go for a screening. I saw it as a big deal. And then we were having the whole MBT screening and all what have you. It's been a challenging time. But each time I rise above challenge because I enjoy the pressure. In fact, I do better when there's pressure. The whole pressure, the whole fear of failure, the whole reason. And another thing I try to do is I surround myself with the right team. That's the best thing. It's not about me. It's about the team of people you work with. I surround myself with the best. I take my time to select. And even in that, you have people who will still try to sabotage your effort. It's a normal thing. So you surround yourself with nothing but the best, men of credibility, men that are ready to make an impact. Not just saying, okay, come and join me, but men who are ready to make an impact. Years and years and years ago, again, I have so many experiences near failure, because I always carry out projects that are bigger than me. That's always been something I'm known for. I like to go when everybody say, it's not possible, it's not attainable, it's not time for it. That's what I want. That's exactly what I want to accomplish. And so I've always had that, and I've always come out of it on top of it because I know what to do. Three things. Number one, you listen to those who have gone above you, who have gone ahead of you. There is an experience to learn from them. Number two, you listen to those who are below you and in your own cadre. Because there's something for everyone they have, there's a wisdom. And the third one, and I must be sincere with you, is you hold your God tight. Because with God, everything is possible. I would be lying to you if I tell you I can accomplish anything without God, or I have accomplished anything without God. That's always been God from day one. So these are the three aspects. Those above you, those below you and with you, and God also supports.
All right. On the final notes, our time is almost up. I'm going to ask one final question. So I'm going to give you the opportunity to pitch yourself to your constituents, because as we speak, this event is being streamed live on YouTube, even to Anambrians. You are going to talk as if you are talking to your people directly, pitching yourself to them. Why should the people of your constituency trust you to present them in the House of Representatives? opportunity to pitch yourself to them so you can at least get them on your side to vote for you. Let's hear from you, sir.
All right, thank you very much for this opportunity. I'll start by saying I am Benjamin Emmanuel. I am a youth, a young man with dreams and aspirations, a young man that has channeled and charted the course of life with one interest: my people at heart. The people of Anambra State, we have suffered from oppression and misrepresentation for a long time. It is time for the voice of the people to be heard. It is time for a new generation to emerge. It is time for the youth in Anambra State to take back what belongs to them. Our educational system can be far better than this. It's meant to be far better than this. Our healthcare system, we are dying. Our security systems are doing the best they can. It is time for us to come and say, yes, Anambra State is one of the safest states in Nigeria. This is accomplishable. This is attainable. And with me as your rep, with me representing your interests, I would say to you, yes, you stand. We will not disappoint. The youth of Nigeria will not disappoint. The youth in Anambra will not disappoint. And the youth in Idemili South local government will not disappoint. There will be food on our table. There will be jobs for us, money in our pockets. Our homes will be secured. Our children will be secured. The problem of drug trafficking, the problem of drug abuse will become a thing of the past. Because the problem we have here is that the Anambra people do not have proper representation. And we are coming out today to say, yes, we would do the best we can to create tenable jobs for the grassroots. We would do what we can to combat with the government the problem of drug abuse and drug trafficking, cultism, stealing, and all of that. If the people are okay, would they be talking about theft? If I should be a political thug and I should work for anybody and steal a ballot box, if his son is not ready to follow me to the polling unit and lead the team of people who are going to steal that ballot box, then there's no point being there. Because we can, as youth, we as people cannot keep suffering and following political promises, being political talk and everything, and suffer for the people. Promises made are useless. The campaign trails are worthless. All they need is your vote. But I don't need your vote. I need you to hold my hand and work with me. I need you to be the third man in my team. I need you to be my eyes and my ears. And let me be your mouthpiece. While you're my eyes and my ears, let me push your agenda. Let me represent your interests. Because whatever happens, we are in Igbo, and we are the best of the best. And yes, we can. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. Thanks very much. That's draw the curtain on this particular program. Viewers will be listening to Dr. Benjamin ANIEROBI Emmanuel, as of Reps Aspirant for Idemili North and South Federal Constituency in Anambra State. He's talking about his himself and his political aspirations and what he intends to do for his constituency come the next political dispensation. Dr. Emmanuel, let me formally thank you for coming to this program. I hope to hear from you soon. Thank you for joining us. All right, viewers, that's all we have in this particular program today. Hope you join us tomorrow. I will be having another special guest. From me here, it's goodbye and God bless you.